Hi Capricorn, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. So today, Capricorn, for your meditative session, you guys got Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. This came to me right away, boom, Capricorn, boom. It was instantaneous. And it's crazy because the main thing that I'm getting, it's someone who's, I don't know how to explain it, but when I was looking at the owl's face, I just felt like someone who had been kind of teary-eyed, but at the same time it's oh, at least I understand shit now. You know what I mean? It's well, it took me a long time to get here, but at least, yeah, I spit on my desk, yeah. It's just a lot of water everywhere. But yeah, I think that this person is really clear now. But it's kind of, I think this, I don't know how to explain it. I'm seeing so much from this person's face. I see it's not a person, it's an owl, but I'm getting someone was a little bit stubborn. Someone was a little bit, they didn't want to see something at a time, right? So they kind of blocked it away. It's I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it. And now they want to see it, so they are seeing it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's an energy of, I'm going to resist it, right? So as soon as I resist the energy, I'm putting a big block, right? And then, okay, I'm taking down the block, which wasn't even that hard to do. And now the energy comes through. It's very clear. It's very obvious. Why did I block this in the first place, right? And that's kind of where I'm getting the teary eyes. It's just why did I do this to myself kind of deal, right? It's kind of this person did it to themselves in the sense that they didn't want to see something, so they blocked it away, right? It's if I put a lot of energy to resist a certain thing, you're gonna be sure that I'll resist it. I will probably not have that in my energy because I'm resisting it very hard. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's this person put a lot of energy into resisting something at one point, and I see them now just looking in the mirror and just be what the hell did I do that for? It's kind of, again, I see so much in this owl's face. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm getting, Capricorn. So someone sees clearly now. This could be you or somebody else, but it took a long time to get to this place. I will say that. And yeah, I feel it has to do with this brand new beginning that this person's going to start, because it's okay, I see it now, but there has been a block. There was a block for a really long time, and it was put there on purpose, right? It was put there out of stubbornness, I feel, and just, maybe an inability to deal with it. So it's just, oh, I'm gonna put it to the side, and they kind of left it there for a really long time, and I feel they wish they had it. So that's what I'm getting for this meditative session. Let's pull some cards. So Capricorn, I feel someone is seeing clearly now, right? That was the whole theme in the meditative session. Someone's seeing clearly now, and I was getting a lot of water. And I feel it's this masculine energy, right? Because he's the one coming up as the King of Cup, and then we have the Queen of Cup down here, so we have a true pair. I feel Capricorn, this masculine energy is finally letting go, right? And I think letting go is this is what I was saying in the meditative session. Remember how I said they were putting a lot of energy to resist something? It's kind of letting go. I'm not going to resist it anymore. Look at all this water energy. Maybe this full moon has a lot to do with this, because I'm doing this reading on the full moon. So I think it's very significant for this person. And I feel water has a lot to do with healing. So I think this person is healing, right? Healing a lot of things that they're from the past, right? The things that cause them to put the block in the first place, the resistance in the first place, it's being eliminated by them, right? Yes, the divine is here helping them, but at the same time, this had to be a choice that this person had to make, and I feel like it's been a long time coming of them resisting, and now the water finally like creeps in, it breaks through, right? And I think it's a really beautiful energy, because I feel like it's been a very long time, to be really honest, for this person. It feels like this person has had to do a lot of work, you know what I mean? And to get to this point, to get to the point of letting go. And you know, people say the easiest thing to do is to let go, but for this person, it's been like the hardest thing to do. You know what I mean? To connect with their emotions again, to connect with their heart, to connect with whatever it was that broke them in the first place. It's been a very, very long time for this person. And I feel like they've been sitting in darkness for a very long time, right? Because if they're not letting go and they're putting all this energy in like resistance, it reminds me of control. And control, I feel like, has a lot to do with the ego. And we have the ego card in reverse. So this person is really, really trying to let go of that fear, right? They have this fear, and that's why the blockage came up. It's fear. And I think they're not scared anymore. You know, with the Fool, the divine, I think, is giving them the courage to kind of set out again and to do things over again. And I think that's a very hard thing for this person. I don't think this person could ever, I don't know, they kind of had this miracle, right, where they've allowed themselves to heal. You know what I mean? It has to be kind of allowed. That's what I'm saying. It has to be this person that takes the initiative to say, okay, I want to heal, I want to let go, I want to look at this again. Do you know what I'm saying? It was a blockage for a really long time. I'm not sure how long. I have 3 out here. It could be 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks. Yeah, 3, something with 3. And yeah, they have 43 here. So I feel like the divine is really, really, really trying to guide this person. You know, the divine has been here waiting to catch this person as they let go and release, right, and connect back to their heart. And that's been a really big theme, the connecting back to their emotions, because there's just such a numbing that I think we all do as a society. We're taught to kind of numb it and just keep going, numb it and go, numb it and go, numb it and go, right? Like, don't think about it, just keep going. You know what I mean? Oh, if that's a shitty experience or that sucked, like, don't worry. Like, just suck it up and keep going. Like, I feel like that's kind of the mentality, at least that's how I feel like I was brought up. Like, it doesn't matter how much it sucks, just keep going. You know what I mean? And I think that that's why it's really important for this masculine energy to heal, because it's not someone who's like holding back anymore. It's someone who's pausing, right? It's like, oh, let me take a break and catch up with how I feel. A lot of people, they're disconnected from their emotions, so you can't really truly say that they're aligned, right? If they're disconnected from their emotions. Like, you cannot be aligned if you're not in connection with all your chakras, right? And even here with the ego card, you see every chakra here, right? It's like a very important thing that this person has kind of unblocked the heart. You know, it's like, how could you be free if you have a block like right in the middle of you? You know what I mean? But yeah, I just see this person understanding, right? They're coming out of the dark, and they're kind of, you know, the journey's not all light, the journey's not all dark, the journey is what it is. Sometimes it's not fun, you know, but I think this person has finally gotten out of that dark phase, right? And look how powerful it is, the death and the rebirth card underneath this journey card. And that's what I'm saying, they've been healing. You see the snake here wrapped around the baby? The snake is significant of healing. And I think that this I don't know which comes first. I think the emotions come first, and then the healing takes place, right? And then the rebirth takes place, and then this person decides to set out. And what's really, really interesting about where they're going is, like, the Fool card comes out here, and I feel like they get to start over. They get a fresh start, right? There's something very new and real that they want to go explore, right? With the Fool, I just get, you know, okay, now where am I going to go? Now what am I going to do? And the most beautiful thing is, like, they're going towards their 6 of Cups. They're going towards their soulmate. They're going towards, you know, a higher level of commitment, right? Because you can't really have the 6 of Cups. You can't really have the soulmate, right, without being in cup energy. And I think that's what people don't understand. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, I want to find like my soulmate, I want to find like true love. And then they go on these dating websites and there's no cup energy involved. You know what I mean? It's like, how are you going to find your soulmate if there's like no cup? Do you know what I'm saying? The soulmate is cup. So it's just very interesting. Now this person can finally get to the soulmate because they're in cup energy. But it was kind of impossible before because I don't know what energy this person was sitting in, but it was not cup energy. This person has been sitting in maybe wands energy, sword energy, you know, pentacle, earth energy, but not cup energy. And I think that's the most important thing for this person. This person is sitting now in the energy that they're able to see it, right? It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know what I'm seeing right now. It's just like, it's like a neuron or, you know, a synapse, right? You can't get to, the neurons can't synapse, right? Or they can, but they're not going to get to where they're designated to go, right? So if you're pointing towards love and you want this beautiful thing that everyone kind of looks for in life, it's like you can't even create the synapse if you're not here. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like your field of vision is blocked completely from this. This person's like out here and you're like looking over there, right? Because you're not in the right energy. And that's kind of what I'm getting. This person purposely, I think, chose to not put themselves in cup energy. It was all purposely done. That's what I'm getting. It's like it was meticulously done to not look, right? To send the synapse that way, to like send the information that way. You know, it was a huge block in this person's life. And it was all done by them. Like they chose to do it. And that's what's so hard, I think. But that's also what's so beautiful about this reading is that they're choosing now to do it. Like they're choosing to do it. They're choosing to look at it. They're choosing to see it. They're choosing to go in that direction. So it's for like a long time, this person was like, I know, let's just say they even know who their soulmate is, right? It's like, I know they live over there, but I'm going to drive every day the other way. I will drive in the opposite direction of this person every single day just so I don't have to pass their house. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this person. It's like, I will do whatever it takes to avoid them. And now it feels like there's been a complete change in this person. You know what I mean? This death and rebirth, and now they're coming up as a fool. And it's, I get that it was very meticulous. It was very purposely done. Whatever they did to kind of take themselves out of love. I don't know what they were sitting in, to be honest. Like, I don't know which energy, but it was not cup at all. It kind of reminds me of like dimensions. It's like this person was missing a whole like dimension. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't, there's like people here and there, but they couldn't even see them because they're just like not on the right energetic level. And you know what I mean? Like they cannot even see that person because that person is not on the same level as them. So they're like so low that they can't see anyone that's at this higher frequency, and they couldn't like see that soulmate at all. Do you know what I'm saying? But now with the seneschal, I feel like this is the person that they're going towards. And it's very interesting that this person, they come up with the Four of Swords, because the Four of Swords a lot, like in this deck, it reminds me of time. So I don't know if this person thinks that they're too late, right? I think that they might think like, oh, I'm already too late. That could be it. Or this seneschal is kind of like, you're too late. There's something here about time though with this Four of Swords. You see the clock like right in the middle. And what's very interesting also is that like we have the King of Wands out here and the Queen of Cups. So I think that it could be that this other energy has finally like gotten rid of a karmic, to be honest, because I see like the King of Wands kind of here is like an extraneous energy, but I also have the King of Swords, so it could just be our King of Cup, right? And he's coming in a very like he's coming in this Wands energy, and I think that could be a kind of a warning to this Queen of like the seneschal. I think that this king might be coming I heard like a little frisky. That's so fucking weird. Anyway, yeah, they just might be coming in with a lot of passion, and I don't know if necessarily you're expecting them to kind of come in this energy, but I would like to tell you that I'm not saying like what to do. I'm not telling you what to do when you get put in this position. I'm just letting you know that there is a lot of love here. There is like, this person is in their heart space. They have opened up, but I don't know, it's kind of leaving them with like this hunger for something real. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a hunger for something like actually real, right? It's not even so much a sexual energy. Like, yes, it's a lot about sex, but I feel like it's more about a connection to someone, right? It's like, I want to feel like the connection that I felt with this person. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to feel connected to a person. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like, I just want to make that connection again. I miss that, like, that intimacy, basically. It's like intimacy. So yeah, it doesn't really have that much to do. I mean, yes, it has to do with sex, but I feel like they're missing more of an intimate feeling. You know what I mean? Now, I feel like we're really getting into how they're coming in. So there's like something about the way this person comes in. Because like all these ending cards have to do with the way that they're coming in. At first I was thinking that there's two ways that this could go, right? There's two ways that this energy could go. But now I'm just seeing it as like one kind of way, right? I think it's just one way. And I think it's just really interesting. We have the 5 of Pentacles, and it's kind of like my double card in this deck, right? And that's coming up as the last card, which is like not the best thing. Yes, it's Capricorn's card, so it could just be like Capricorn's energy. But what I'm really getting with this is, I think this person is going to speak some sort of truth, right? But I think this truth is going to trigger someone, and I think that's why we have this 5 of Pentacles. I think the truth of what they have to say is actually, it might not be what this person wants to hear, the seneschal, to be honest. It might not be, yeah, there's something about confusion, about them being left out in the cold, and like them not taking an offer. So this feels like someone you know, obviously, and it's just very interesting that they're going to come in with this truth, but it has this devil attached to it. And I don't really think that any truth should have the devil like attached to it. Do you know what I'm saying? So the only thing I could think of is like the fact that maybe they don't want to tell you the truth necessarily. Maybe the fact that they don't want to tell you that they felt left out in the cold. They felt like confused. They felt, you know, that you kind of reject them. Maybe maybe there's a lot of things they don't want to say, and that's the tempting energy for this person to kind of just come in this very like wand-like energy and not come in with what they need to say. So that's my warning, Capricorn. If it's you or someone else, I don't know who's who right now, but I feel like someone wants to come in like this in a lot of passion, and they don't want to actually communicate. And I think for this, if you're Capricorn and this is you, or whoever is the one that's coming in, I think the right approach would be to communicate first. I think it would be really wrong to come in. I mean, I get that you're craving intimacy. I get that you're craving like a connection with a person. I understand that, but you have to come in like the right way. And the right way, I think, is actually explaining all the things that you went through, which would be like, I felt left out in the cold. You know, I was confused. There's a lot of shit going on at the time. I felt rejected. My ego was triggered. There's a lot of things that you could say. And I think that would be a better energy than coming in like this, to be really honest. I don't think that it necessarily matters which way that they come in, to be honest, because I see that the feminine energy is going to use their intuition. And I think that the feminine energy is going to, I'm not saying that this person should do whatever they want and that the feminine is going to understand. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that I think that the feminine energy is going to like understand what's going on here. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think my thing would be like that communication is going to happen anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? The 8 of Swords is here, the 8 of Wands is here, and the King of Swords is here. So even though I feel like this person doesn't necessarily want to communicate everything that they've been through, they're tempted to not say anything. Maybe they're tempted to tell you about some, like a relationship they had when you weren't around. Do you know what I'm saying? You were a choice at a point. They had to make a decision. Everything's going to come out. That's what I'm trying to get. Like, even if this person tries to avoid communication, the communication is going to come out. It doesn't matter. Right? It has to come out no matter what. And that's what I'm really getting. It's like this person is kind of tempted to not say anything and come in like this and come in like nothing. But I already feel like the feminine energy or the person receiving this energy already knows. Do you know what I'm saying? And someone's trying to keep everything kind of under wraps. And I think it's this masculine energy or whoever is the one that's approaching. I think that's the warning here. It's to kind of know that everything is already kind of known by the feminine energy, to be really honest. There is nothing that I think they kind of already have a hint of what has been going on. If there has been someone else in the picture, they already know that. And it'd be very tempting for you to like lie or say something like that's not true. But I feel like the truth is already out. The truth is already there. It's going to be communicated at some point. So you might as well just kind of get it over with, to be honest. I don't see anything really ruining this relationship. I think that the devil is just here to say to someone. It's easy to get triggered by the way someone comes in. It's easy to get triggered by talking about the past. It's easy to get triggered, you know, our ego, right? Our ego. Oh, you're talking about another person. Like, that triggers me. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, I think, things that can trigger both of you guys at this point. And I think that the warning is that I feel like with this Ten of Pentacles, it's just to kind of remain, it's still to remain in your emotions and to remain authentic, but at the same time, there shouldn't be a need to kind of hurt one another and throw stones and make it so that one person is kind of losing the match while the other person's winning. It's not like who wins or who doesn't. You both are kind of trying to work together to like compromise on something. And even though I think someone might be tempted to not tell you everything, if you're the feminine, I think the feminine already knows. So if you're the masculine or the one approaching, I think that you need to like just kind of say the truth. And it's like it's going to come out no matter what. So at this point, it's not going to ruin the entrance or you coming in or you coming back. It's not going to like cloud anything or make anything bad. It's just, it is what it is. I think you should tell the person kind of where you've been if that's what they ask you. Again, it's like something, if it's asked. I mean, maybe you should say it anyway. I don't know. I'm not in this relationship, but I'm just saying the trickiest part is at the end, and it all has a lot to do with just communication. So if you have something to say to this person or this person asks you a question, just be really honest about it, because I feel like they already know, to be honest. So yeah, it's not going to ruin the relationship by telling them this. I think they just want to know the truth, to be honest. And it's always better to, it's always better to just be honest and say it. I mean, I feel like I give too much information all the time, so I'm like the opposite. Like, I don't withhold, I just talk too much. So, I don't know, you'll know where you like fall. Let's pull some advice, Capricorn. So Capricorn, I feel like the message here is that it's very easy with Vajrayogini, the essence of all Buddhas, I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. I think that the temptation right now is to take the new experience coming and do it the same way you did something in the past. And that's a mistake, right? You've already gone through such a... you've been through a lot, right? And I feel like you've been through some sort of awakening of at least, or some sort of alignment and some sort of death of your ego. You know, a lot of big energies here. And I think it's really powerful. But at the same time, I think you're kind of responsible now, right? Because Vajrayogini talks to me a lot about your own responsibility, right? And ways of looking at things, and looking at things as a way to kind of enlighten you, right? Like learning from a situation. So I think that's what this ending is about. It's kind of like you don't want to do things an old way. You want to do things a new way. You want to be whatever the new way is that you want to be. Like, this is kind of your chance to prove that you have changed. And I think that it's also a chance for you to like learn how to work with triggers, right? Because I think with an ego death doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to get triggered and we're not going to have these desires to do things an old way again. Right? It's kind of like, don't fall back into an old pattern of doing things, right? So I feel like I'm talking to people who are a little bit older, because I feel like once you are my age or a little bit older, you're more set in your ways. And I think that sometimes is a good thing and sometimes it's a bad thing. So I feel like for whoever I'm talking to, there's some sort of, I'm kind of set in my ways, and you have that responsibility now, since you have done all this work to kind of, you owe it to yourself basically to do things differently, and you owe it to yourself to kind of be transparent, and you owe it to this person. And I think a lot of this has to do with communication. So if like this masculine energy had a really hard time communicating in the past, and emotions wasn't something they like to talk about, and they just didn't like to talk about how they felt, this is a chance to do things differently, right? Like, there's so many ways that you could look at this. Like, if you are someone who's dishonest in the past, and then something that you worked on, and now it's like, okay, now I have to be honest, that's something else like that this could be. It's, again, you have this responsibility to yourself because you did all this work. So don't choose to do something an old way when you've already been through enough to know like that you should be doing things differently. And I feel like that's what the temptation is, to go back into an old way of being, or to be tempted to like like feel an old way or to be triggered into the ego and to want to control things. Like, again, don't be tempted to do things an old way. Keep going on the new path. Like, you already have been through a lot and you're seeing things differently. So continue on that path and don't get triggered to do things the old way. So yeah, Capricorn, that's what I'm getting. I hope this message resonates. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.